Hello, my beautiful fountain friends. Welcome to Creepy Nibs. I am Count Chuckula, and we got an ink review. Alright, I'm really excited to do this one. This is my favorite ink. I don't know why this has taken me so long to actually get done, but I'm getting it done. This is Colorverse Matter. Comes in a giant box. It's a giant box. This is the 65, and then there's a 15 of Antimatter, which I have not tried yet. I've swatched it, but not written with it. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about this one. Okay, here we go. Let's get these things out of the way for now. You already saw that chromatography. You know that's going to be delicious. All right. Here's Matter. I don't have anything exactly like this. And it shows kind of brownish on the card, but it's not. Okay. I don't know. Why did I get this one? Alright, and this is Roller and Cleaner Sepia, just to compare, show that it is definitely not brown. Okay, so here we got Matter and Graf von Faber-Castell Stone Gray, and it's got kind of a similar thing going on. This is definitely warmer, but you can see there's like colors underneath the gray. It's a little easier to see in this one. There's like a purple kind of there, and then in the smoky gray there's that like a green and like a blue kind of halo throughout. It's hard to see. This is a very pretty ink. I love this gray. I will almost definitely be buying a bottle of it once I finish up the sample. So there we go. Very pretty. Here's Iroshizuku's Kirisame with it, and they look completely different. The writing, it's not too dissimilar, but this is like a pink gray. This is like a warmer gray. It's more neutral than this. So yeah, that's that. There we go. So if you have any of those inks, you have some idea of what this looks like. My camera is not being a dick with the color today, so yeah. Oh, here's Diamond Gray. I guess that's why I got it. Got it out so I can compare it to like a gray. Yeah, it makes this look like a blue. All right. Chromatographer. Whoa. Okay. Boom. All right. Alrighty. So here's the normal one. You do the line of ink and then instantly dip it in the water and let it rise. Look at that. It's like the goddamn Aurora Borealis. Localized entirely within my bedroom. But look at that. This is like no joke. I didn't just I'm not making this up. You can't make this up. This is just mind-boggling. It's so amazing. And as you can see, that the gray line stays. So this is precursor to the water resistance-ness of this. You get some of that purple and then the pink, and then it goes up. Oh, my hands are not steady. Like a purple pink, and then it goes back to gray, and then it goes back to pink, and then it goes up into this robin's egg blue, and then right up into this green. I love this shade of green. That's amazing. I kind of want an ink in that color, even though I would never be able to read it. But it's fine. It'd be pretty. It's pretty. Ooh, okay. So when I let it dry for like the 15 minutes it took for this one to dry, it's not too different, just the line got a little darker. But everything else is virtually identical. This green seems a little bit brighter than it is in this one, though. And then here it is with the one that I let dry for 14 hours, give or take. And that line got way darker. That turned into more of a maroon than a pink. Then it goes into the pink, and then into the turquoise robin's egg blue, and then a dark green, and then a lighter green. You don't get that this mid-tone green in between these two. really. So, yeah, sorry, my hands are shaky. Caffeine is amazing. Okay, so I did the Nick Stewart technique. I've been watching a lot of Chris Sen's. I don't know how to say her last name. You know who I'm talking about. But she does this in all of her ink reviews, and it's mesmerizing. We'll do this one. This is the best one. Look at that. Look at that. The way you do this is you put water down, and then you, like, drop ink onto it, and, like, use a pen, and, like, kind of make stuff happen. But, yeah, those halos of that pale blue-green, and then underneath, there's... Oh, my God. You can see everything that's in the chromatography on this. It is just stunning in the way that... Oh, the color variation. This is going to be just a video about the chromatographies. We're not going to get into the paper test. I did this a long time ago. I don't remember exactly how I got it like this, but this was a 1/10 bleach solution. Or was it 1/3? No, it was 1/10. And I wrote it with a dip pen, and it looks like it's just glowing. This is amazing. That is so pretty. I hope you appreciate this as much as I do. Cool. All right. We gotta not do that anymore, and we gotta get into paper tests. All right. Pens used for the testing. Pen BBS. We'll go in order. Main ones were Pilot Falcon and Soft Medium. Have a video on it. It's bad. Don't look at it. Pen BBS 267. With a Nemesign broad nib. I don't know if the sale's still going on. I didn't check. But they had these nibs for like $7 a piece when they're normally 14. So I'm like, yes! So I bought 2 broads, a 0.6 and a 0.8 stub. And then a little bit, I used this Pilot Kakuno Extra Fine. You know what a Pilot Extra Fine looks like. Okay. Here we go. Boom. Clairefontaine, 90 grams per square meter. I gotta rest my elbow. Focus, please. Thank you. Oh, look at that shading. Oh, that's so amazing. It is so amazing. This ink is pretty wet. I had no flow issues at all whatsoever in any capacity. I had an issue with like a pen, like kind of hard starting a little bit because of my hand oils, but I washed my hands and everything was fine. And then they got oily again, so I had more problems. But it's fine. It's not the ink's fault. Dry times were not bad for how wet these pens write. It was 35 seconds in the Falcon, and then 37 in the 267. The swatch looks really nice. That's from a syringe. And then this is the Kakuno Extra Fine. And that it looks so good in a super fine nib. It's a little difficult to read at like a distance, but if you look at it up close, it's not really a problem. There we go. But yeah, dry time on that was 4 seconds on this paper. Fantastic. That's great, but I think anything would probably dry in 4 seconds with that small of a nib. Water resistance, pretty good. You'll definitely be able to recover that. It won't be an issue. It doesn't, like, dye the page. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. On the back, we get no bleed, no feathering, no spread, and maybe a little bit of almost kind of show-through. Not show-through. Just a bit of tiny little ghosting, but it's not intrusive at all. See, you can barely see it now. Next, Fabriano Aqua, 85 grams per square meter paper. I like the way the color of this paper and the texture makes this ink look. It almost looks like it's kind of fuzzy in certain spots, but it's not because it's like absorbing into the paper, because those lines... Some of the lines are really crisp, and it's not a problem, but it's like got that texture to it. Writing on it was a little bit of a different story. I got a little bit more feedback than I normally like, but it's all right. It wasn't painful. And that shading, though, can I just scream forever. 24 seconds to dry in the Falcon, and 31 in the 267, which is good. The amount of ink. See, I took the feed of this and I gouged out the hole a little deeper, just because pen BBS feeds might have a hard time keeping up with super wet nibs. So I did it, and it worked like a dream. Oh, it was so good. And then there it is with that extra fine. It's really, you even get shading in the extra fine. It's kind of subtle, but like, yeah, it's great. Water resistance again, fan-friggin-tastic. It's not perfect. It's not totally bulletproof, but it's easily readable. It only gets like half a shade lighter. Yeah. On the back, we got no bleed. We got no feathering on the front. Didn't get any spread. There's no echo. I am more than 100% comfortable to write on the back of this if it were in a notebook. Cool. Rhodia. This is 80 gram per square meter paper. This is the dot grid. It does similar things to what the the Fabriano did, as far as like the line texture goes, but I like it way better on this paper than I do on this one. I don't really know what's going on with that. It doesn't seem like it's any kind of like actual feathering or spread. It's just the texture of the lines. This is Tomoe River 68. Alright, 29 seconds to dry in the Falcon, 21 in the Broad. That was neat. We see some of those, we can see some of the colors in the back on this part. Like this is probably where the green is. This is where some of that magenta might be. Yeah. And it looked really nice in the extra fine again, but not as good as on the other papers. Rhodia is fine. I don't hate Rhodia. I will obviously write on it, but it's by no means my favorite paper. It's my least favorite out of the premium papers I have here. I will tell you that much. Water resistance, really good again. There's no bleed. There's no feathering. There might be a teensy bit of spread, but I don't think that's actually spread. There might be some kind of other thing. So yeah, amazing, fantastic. Tomoe River 68 gram cream. That shading is just... Oh, I didn't talk about the dry times on the other ones. It was all within, like, I think they were all 4 seconds. Yeah, on the first 3, extra fine dried in 4 seconds. It's beautiful. Whoa, I hope that didn't just fuck up all the everything. Alright. Cool. Beautiful halo effects. Just magical. It took 40 seconds to dry in the Falcon and 39 in the Broad. So that was... Obviously, it's Tomoe River. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry, but that still might be a problem for you if you write with super, super wet nibs. But if you're writing with a super wet nib on Tomoe River, you know this already. You know what you're signing up for. Okay, and the extra fine looked really good. It was really nice to write on this paper, as always. It washed away a little bit more than it did on the other papers, but it's still kind of like got that pink and stuff like that. And yes, it's really good. That might be a problem for you. That might be a problem for you too. Keep that in mind. There's no ghosting. Like obviously there's something on the other side, and in that super juicy swatch. Okay, can you focus on my thumb? Can you just do the thing? Alright. It pushed through a little bit, but it's like just kind of a haze of green. But that's super, super, super juicy. And water didn't push it through or anything like that. It was just really well behaved. Here's the 52 gram white or ivory, whatever it's called in your neck of the woods. I didn't know the woods had a neck, but that's fine. 7 seconds in the extra fine on both of them. And again, that shading. I'm going to put this in the cream next to each other so you can see it a little better. Like the way the paper color changes the color of the ink. That is just like that. Yes. We could look at that for days, but we're not gonna. It only took 30 seconds to dry in the Falcon, and 29 in the Broad. I don't know what's going on there. That was really neat. Color complexity. I love this gray. This is my favorite ink of all time. I've never used one that I like better yet. Notice I said yet, because I'm still buying ink like I drink it to live. But I might. You don't know that. Extra fine looks really good. Water resistance didn't do great, but it didn't do terrible. It's pretty good. You would probably be able to read that if you really tried. So yeah, good stuff. And on the back, we didn't get any actual issues. It's just normal for writing on the back of Tomoe River. It didn't push through quite as much because you see a little haze of it there. A+, gold star. HP Premium LaserJet 32-pound paper. I hate this paper. But it's fine. It's fine. People have it. I do this for you. But it doesn't really... I don't know. I don't think this ink is good for bad paper. You could get it to work. It's not like feathery beast monster from the depths of Satan's butthole. But it's still not great. The shading. You still get shading, though. You get some nice shading. God, am I in focus now? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, look at that. The printing. It's really nice. It goes from like kind of light gray to just deep dark, almost black. On the Broad looks really good. But the line texture is a little weird. I'm not really totally sure what's going on there. It didn't like feather, but it kind of gets a little, I don't know, bumpy? Something like that. Dried in 11 seconds in the Falcon and 12 seconds in the Pen BBS. It took 3 seconds in the Kakuno. There's our swatch. We can see more of the pink that's underneath in this one. Reminds me of Kirisame. And the extra fine, that it hurt to write with on this paper. I just hate this fucking paper. Water test did really, 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 really good. But it usually does on this paper because it's absorbent and weird. Yeah. Cool. I had to make sure that I actually did the water test, but you could tell because it pushed through in the back with that lime green. Oh, it's amazing. And then push through there. But other than that, there's no bleed. And here we have the world's worst copy paper. I know. Somebody else says that their copy paper is the worst, but this is the worst. This is just disgusting. I hate everything about the way this looks. Except like the tone of the color, but that is just disgusting. Oh, we got so much feathering, and we got a whole lot of spread. Whole lot of spread. And with this one, I did the extra fine because I feel like just comparing that wet medium and that super wet Broad on this paper was just unfair. So there's the Kakuno. Oh, God, it's just so bad. It's so bad. I hate it. I don't want to keep looking at this, but I have to. It took 0 seconds to dry in the extra fine. It took less than 1 second to dry in the Falcon and 3 seconds to dry in the Broad. So that's a thing. So much looks really disgusting. I hate it. But the water test was really fucking cool. I turned it into chromatography paper. Just kind of, that is pretty. It's pretty. The colors are pretty. What? It is not actually pretty. And on the back, we get so much bleed. There's so much bleed. It is bleeding. This ink is hemorrhaging through the paper. It was alright in the cursive, for the most part on the extra fine, but everything else is just a nightmare. Oh my god. But that looks cool on the back. You still get that chromatography effect, so that's alright. But don't use this. Don't use this ink if you have to write on really, really bad paper. Speaking of really, really bad paper, we're going to talk about really, really good paper. Maramana Masni, it's my favorite. It is 80 grams per square meter. It took 4 seconds to dry in the Kakuno because I will forget to say that later. Oh, that shading is just fantastic. I have no idea what was going on over here. But it kind of like spread and feathered a little bit. That was troublesome. I did not like that. But I didn't really do that anywhere else. Yeah, it's got nice texture. This paper is so nice to write on. Shading. I don't know what is going on. Is it just this sheet of paper? Or maybe it's just, I can't see it in person really. Only on the camera, but hey, it's cool. There we go, now you see that. There's the smear. 31 seconds in the Falcon, 34 seconds in the Broad. Pretty good dry times for how much ink is put down. I think that's my fingerprint. Like I said, greasy hands cause problems. It's just, oh, the way this just goes. Oh my god, and you could see the green and the pink there. Oh my god. And then the extra fine looks really good. Got that subtle shading in certain spots. Water tested pretty good. Not as good as some of the others, but it still did really good. It didn't dye the page at all. It didn't, like, disappear. So, totally recoverable, if you would like to. There's no bleed. There's that tiny spot of what might be feathering. There's no echo. Water test barely even pushed through. So that's really nice. It's great. It's great. It's great. This ink is great. I love it. I love it. Buy it for yourself. If you have been corresponding with me and I'm supposed to send you ink samples, you'll be getting a sample of this. I don't care if you have it already. I want you to have it. Share my love, because this bottle is special to me. Is there anything else I need to talk about? No. I just need to stop talking. So you have a good day. You punch every Nazi, and you do that. Just do that. You don't have to do anything else. Just that.